decades ago, Nigerians spoke in unison for a democratic ruling in an election adjudged to be the freest and fairest in history of electioneering in Nigeria. The people truly desired a democratic government away from dictatorship and therefore exercised their inalienable right to elect a president without considering his tribe, religion, and creed to lead the government of the people and by the people and for the people on June 12, 1993. Though annulled by a military junta, but the decisive victory of Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola in that election became an iconic reference for democracy in Nigeria. The election, the struggle for its actualization, and the eventual sacrifice of the winner of the election and other Nigerians gave entrenchment to the democracy Nigerians are enjoying since 1999 till date. In June 2018, former President Muhammadu Buhari, in honor of Chief MKO Abiola, announced June 12 as Nigeria's Democracy Day and honored him with the highest national honor of Grand Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In Ogun State, the homestead of MKO Abiola, Governor Dapo Abiodun organized a befitting celebration for the illustrious son of the state who laid his life down for democracy to thrive in the country at MKO Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta. In his speech, he observed that June 12 is a reawakening celebration for Nigeria democracy.
But MKO Abiola transcended the barriers of religion and ethnic divide, which continues to constitute a base to good government and public leadership in Nigeria for many years. Besides, he was a man who had a strong belief in the unity of Nigeria and its greatness. This campaign slogan there, 93, was not just a message of hope, but that of national reawakening, rooted in faith and limitless ability of Nigeria to face their own challenges and solve the problems of nation building. Nigerians not only believe the message, but they trusted the messenger. We were so eloquently demonstrated on June 12, 1993.
The governor paid tribute to the heroes and heroines of the June 12 struggles.
We cannot afford to forget to pay tribute to his heroes and heroines in the cause of fertilizing the 1993 presidential election and the restoration of democracy. As we all know, many of them suffered several degrees of deprivation, incarceration, and some even paid the supreme price, just like Pastor MKO Abiola, among others. Others were power after the warning, Dr. Omotola, Babuda Council, Sir Anthony Nau, and of course our own Kudirat Abiola, among others. May God Almighty continue to bless the souls of these great competitors as they peacefully rest in peace.
Governor Abiodun spoke eloquently about the sacrifice made by the icon of June 12 to entrench democracy in Nigeria.
As we move on in the democratic journey, it is incumbent on us to continue to prepare in all our dealings as citizens, having at the back of our mind that this democracy we enjoy today was a product of the blood and sweat of some people, some living and some dead. We must therefore do everything in our capacity to zealously protect it with all our heart and mind, knowing well that the one democracy is far better than the acclaimed death dictatorship. We must all be happy that the aborted hope of 1993 has now become the renewed hope of 2023. To this end, all hands must be on deck to support and make our patients succeed on this journey to a new Nigeria. Like they say, there is no pay without some pay. Some of the recent policies, like the subsidy removal, may cause us some initial convenience, but we must persevere as the benefits far outweigh whatever it is their sacrifices.
Governor Abiodun chronicled his administration's achievements through Isheya mantra and promised creating more prosperity for the people.
On the part of the government, we are changing the paradigm of governance in Ogun State with inclusive ideology and a new order of development in which every individual is important to our developmental agenda. We completely believe in the values that democracy offers. We have faith in the ability of the people to freely choose their leaders in an atmosphere free of blanco and coercion. As part of this process, we have designed a blueprint for the development of the state tagged Isheya, which encapsulates a vision for the prosperity of the good people of the state. And because we have issues in state, the ability of our people to drive down their own development, we have also captured our mantra as building our future together. The effectiveness and efficiency of this policy formulation and implementation strategy using Isheya has touched all segments of our people's life and continue to guarantee them the dividends of democracy. It's indeed a clarion call for mass mobilization for nation building. We therefore use the opportunity once again to call on all our people to join us in this task to take Ogun State to greater heights.
Some pro-democracy activists who thronged the state for celebrating June 12 gave different goodwill messages.
I am happy today that I am alive. There are so many people who are my friends, who are my bosom friends, who are dead. They are not here today. I mourn for them. I appreciate those who made today possible. I thank the governor of Ogun State, my own state, for making June 12 possible today.
Nigerian democracy must be endowed with integrity. They must be endowed
We are obligated to contribute to the
Earlier, a prayer session was held at the Abiola's family house at Ojo, Gbagura, Abeokuta, where the Deputy Governor, Engineer Noimot Salako Oyedele, spoke about the symbol of June 12, Chief MKO Abiola, democracy and 2023 elections.
Today marks 30 years that we had the historic election, June 12, 1993. The election that has to date been accredited as the most fair and transparent election. Unfortunately, the election process was truncated and our father could not be installed as the president of Nigeria, which was what all of us had voted for. Nevertheless, we have to look back and thank God for where we are today. Thank God that democracy is now fully entrenched in this country. We are all participants in a democratic process that is continuing to improve the lives of Nigerians.
She thanked the citizens for re-electing them for a second term in office, urging them to be patient with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, adding that the fuel subsidy removal will bring goodies to the populace if we are all patient with the government.
His Excellency, Mr. President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu had addressed the country earlier today and has called on all of us to support his government, to be patient with the fuel subsidy removal, and has assured us that this country will be better for the removal of fuel subsidy, which has largely enriched a few people at the advantage of the masses in this country. He has promised us that we look forward to increased development in the country, increased investment in infrastructure, in healthcare, education, and all the amenities that will make Nigeria a much better country for all of us.
The high point of the event was the parade by different groups, associations, unions, and schools, which was followed by cutting of the anniversary cake. Giant strides cut off with some dignitaries at the event.
Right now we are on the right path, on the path of progressives. We are beginning to see the direction. We are beginning to see outcomes. We are beginning to see the dividends of the sacrifice of our hero, the martyr of democracy in Nigeria, the late Chief Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola. So we're on the right path. And then with the president in place, who is a product of the struggle, is sure that these 30 years coming full cycle is a sign of good things to come. It means that we can only have our hope renewed in the fact that Nigeria is definitely on the right path to development, to progress, to prosperity, and of course to security.
Economically, politically, we are moving forward. And we all pray that forward never, backward never in Nigeria. We just need to unite ourselves. We need to be patient, most especially for the new governments in Nigeria. We need to be patient, and we all believe Nigeria will not stand at its ease. It will be progressive.
Well, we thank God for the life of MKO Abiola, for the sacrifice he made. And we thank God that 30 years after Hope 93, God has given this country another opportunity. Another great, Democrat is at the helm of affairs. And we pray that he will do even far beyond the hope of MKO Abiola. It will go far beyond by the grace of God. He has started very well, and we pray that democracy has come to stay in Nigeria.
June 12, it's a landmark. It's a most important reference to a claim that Nigeria can have a free and fair election. Since the June 12 election, it has been a reference point for subsequent elections. It has been a relative point for comparison as to whether our election is free. My hope, and I believe, that in the course of this development now, with the present government that we have in place, both at the federal level and at the state level, things can only get better, and it will continue to get better.
One of the sons of late Basharun Abiola, who is also the secretary of Abiola family dynasty, Amin Abiola, capped it all with a vote of thanks for the government of Prince Dapo Abiodun and the people of Ogun State.
We sincerely appreciate and acknowledge the government, starting from, the previous government, the Buhari government till date. And of course, you would also acknowledge that, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is currently our president, said that, Democracy Day would always continue to be a day that would never be forgotten in the history of our country. Why? Because of the sacrifice of our father, late Chief MK Abiola, who laid down his life for us to be able to appreciate, and to be able to have a day like this as, a worthy celebration nationwide. And we hope that, subsequently, the government would continue, to ensure that, this day, stays in the lives and memories of every Nigerian.
With Nigeria celebrating its democracy on June 12 with public holiday shows that the assertion of the late business mogul that he was the custodian of a sacred mandate freely given, which he cannot surrender unless the people so demand. And it is by virtue of this mandate, though denied by the military, but become a pedestal on which our democracy stands today.